You ever feel it in your body before your brain catches up? That tight chest, that hesitation before you speak, that weird pause where you suddenly think, wait, am I wrong? Yeah, that's not confusion. That's someone installing doubt in real time. And once that seed is in, they don't need to control you anymore. You start doing it for them. Let me show you how this game actually works. Trick number 1. They rewrite reality, the gaslight setup. It starts small. You say, we agreed on this. They say, no, you misunderstood. Now here's the trap. You felt sure a second ago. Now you're replaying it in your head like a broken clip. That's not miscommunication. That's control. Bella Hadid once said she had to relearn trusting her own instincts after constantly being told she was too emotional. That's how it starts. Not by breaking you, but by making you question your own memory. Street truth. If they can edit your reality, they own your decisions. How to respond? Stop arguing details. Say, that's not how I remember it. Then move on. You're not there to win the debate. You're there to protect your version of reality. Trick number 2. Vague attacks, the confidence drain. You're not thinking big enough. You don't get it. You're just not there yet. Notice something? No specifics, because specifics can be challenged. Vagueness can't. So your brain does the worst thing possible. It fills in the blanks. Now you're doubting everything. Timothée Chalamet talked about ignoring noise early in his career because vague criticism nearly made him second-guess his choices. That's the game. They don't need to prove you're wrong. They just need you to feel unsure. Street metaphor. It's like throwing smoke in a room. You don't see the threat, but you can't breathe either. How to respond? Force clarity. Say, be specific. If they can't explain it clearly, it was never real. Trick number 3. Emotional invalidation, the shutdown move. You speak up. They hit you with, you're overreacting. You're too sensitive. Relax. Now the conversation shifts. It's no longer about what they did. It's about your reaction. That's a psychological hijack. Billie Eilish has openly pushed back against being labeled too emotional, calling it a way people dismiss real feelings. Exactly. Because once your emotions are invalid, you stop trusting them. And when you don't trust your emotions, you don't act. That's control. Street truth. They don't silence you. They make you silence yourself. How to respond? Don't defend your feelings. Say, I feel what I feel. Then stop explaining. Explanation equals negotiation. And your emotions aren't up for negotiation. Trick number 4. Micro-undermining, the slow erosion. This is where most people lose and don't even notice. They interrupt you. They forget what matters to you. They cancel last minute. They half listen. Individually, nothing. Together, everything. This is what psychologists call pattern conditioning. You slowly adapt. You speak less, expect less, accept less. Austin Butler once said he had to rebuild his sense of self after environments where he felt constantly diminished. That doesn't happen overnight. It happens drop by drop. Street metaphor. Not a punch. A slow leak in your confidence. How to respond? Call patterns, not incidents. Say, this keeps happening. You're not reacting to one moment. You're exposing the pattern. That's what breaks the cycle. This is the end game. You stop trusting yourself, so you start checking with them. Before decisions, before opinions, before acting. Now, they don't even need to control you. You've outsourced your judgment. Jenna Ortega said, the less I explain myself, the more control I had. That's the flip. Because control only works when you keep seeking approval. Street truth. If they become your compass, you've already lost direction. How to respond? Start making small decisions without them. Not big moves. Small ones. Rebuild trust with yourself quietly. Because self-trust isn't loud. It's consistent. Here's the part nobody tells you. This wasn't random. It was built. One doubt at a time. One comment at a time. One moment where you chose silence over self-trust. But if it was built, it can be dismantled. Not by fighting them. Not by exposing them. By disconnecting from the version of you they created. You trust your memory again. You trust your reactions again. You stop over-explaining. You stop asking for permission to exist. And suddenly, they lose their grip. Not because they changed, but because you stopped playing your role. Listen carefully. People who love you make you trust yourself more. People who control you make you trust yourself less. That's the difference. So if you're done second guessing, done shrinking, done feeling like you need approval to exist, then this is your shift. Not loud, not dramatic, but permanent. Because the moment you trust yourself again, you become impossible to control. And once that happens, they don't know how to play the game anymore.